The following segment is sponsored by Plugrà European Style Butter.
One way to celebrate the holidays is with crowd-pleasing desserts. Joining us today is expert pastry chef Michelle Palazzo. Michelle, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, I think we can all agree nothing compares to a picture-perfect holiday pie. What's the most important element of any pie?
So the most important of any pie is a buttery, flaky pie crust. And to achieve that buttery, flaky pie crust, my #1 tip is that better butter matters.
All right, there you go. Okay, so what's the key for creating that perfect pie?
So the key to creating the perfect pie is using high quality ingredients. And you know, Plugrà European Style Butter is a butter that I use in all of my professional kitchens and is really my go-to for this time of year whenever I'm making any sort of pie. It's that slow churn pliability and that 82% butterfat, which is the French standard. And what this does provides the perfect formulation for that melt in your mouth taste and that beautiful flaky pie crust.
Oh, we love that. Okay, you're the expert. I'm asking you to spill all of your secrets. How do you achieve a flaky pie crust that we can do at home?
So my #1 tip is you want to keep your ingredients as cold as possible, especially your butter. Keep it in the fridge. You don't want to leave it out. My second tip is, you know, after we've hydrated our pie dough, we want to allow that dough to really relax that gluten in the fridge for at least 20 minutes. If you have a little bit more time, even better. You can do this the night before. And what this does is this reduces any shrinking that you may have when it comes to actually going to bake it off and will actually provide you a more flaky, delicate, tender, flaky crust.
Oh, so yummy. What other professional baking pointers do you have to share?
So to achieve that ultimate flaky pie crust, my #1 technique is this blitz puff stacking method. And this is when you take your dough and you push it on top of itself. And what this does is this creates those layers of dough and butter, almost like you're making croissanto. So it's going to be super open crumb. It'll be very delicate and very crispy in texture. And then my second technique is I always use whenever I'm making something like a pumpkin pie or like a pecan pie, anything that has like a very wet filling, is you want to do this technique called a blind baking technique. And this is when you partially blind bake your pie shell just for about 20 minutes or so in the oven. And what this does is this helps reduce any sort of soggy bottoms that you may have with your pie shell, and also will keep your crust nice and crispy and super tender.
Okay, my mouth is already watering. Can you share a pie that will wow our guests this holiday season?
Of course. So I have a beautiful chocolate custard pecan pie that's layered with that beautiful chocolate custard and pecan caramel filling layered inside of that. You know, and I also know that every time this year we need to have some sort of pumpkin pie on our table. And in this case, we've upgraded it a little bit. We've added a little bit of maple syrup in there and also a little bit of cognac. And that cognac really complements the fall spices and all of the beautiful pumpkin that's in our pie dough. Both of these recipes, I use my super flaky pie crust using that Plugrà European Style Butter.
There you go. So delicious. I know if I bring either one of those pies, I'm going to be everyone's favorite. Where can we go for more information?
So for all of these baking tips and all these decadent holiday pie recipes, you can visit plugrà.com.
Perfect. Michelle, thank you so much. Happy holidays.
You too.